love that slow jazz. Welcome to the Last Call, episode 44, everyone. Joined by Chris, Mike, Hartley, and Maggie.
Wow.
Well.
So what happened this episode?
I can't remember. It's all a blur.
It's okay, you were
Oh my
asleep.
God.
The good news is we can talk about it in specifically 3 parts. So maybe we take which do we want to go with?
Let's start
first?
with yours.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We started with you.
So
and
might
we
as well start
you.
with me. Thoughts?
We were all Maggie and I were so nervous for you. We were like
I-
trying to figure out what to do because
So-
if you die in there, that's it.
It's so funny
There's, like, no
because
getting out.
because Chris gave me the answer just as I was about to say. He gave me the answers to the test as I was writing down the correct answer because I was thinking the whole time we were getting around to your turns, and I was like,
Facing your fears.
and well, I wasn't even facing your fears. I was just gonna like turn up to court and go like, come on, like this isn't what you want. Like,
I
what do you
that
want?
Your version of like overcoming your fear and of overcoming Cord is just you kind of being like a mean girl to him. And kind of being like,
I didn't want
this
it that way.
party's not that cool. I think you're actually not that intimidating.
Yeah.
So my question for Chris is, because when we talked, he asked me my greatest fear.
I have the text, because I think we talked about it on the previous Last Call of when I sent you that text of what do you think Clue fears
He's
the
got
most?
the papers.
Yeah.
And you said,
Receipts.
well, first of all, the first thing you said was, fuck.
Yeah.
And
very
then
true.
what you said was, I think he probably fears going back to complacency.
Yeah.
Now that it's in the rearview mirror, straight up letting the world pass him by again.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of interpreted inactivity,
Yeah.
wasting time, which is why we had a very much time motif with the sand winding down. Outside, clearly he is needed, but he can't do anything. And there's an old, decrepit Clue just wasting away, doing nothing in his room.
Gotcha. The really funny thing is when I sent that text, I sent that and I love that, but I haven't revisited it since I sent it.
Oh, so
And
you
the
just
way-
didn't read the
No,
text
the
before
way-
doing the session
the
about
way
the text?
the way I interpreted the way I had sent it was that he was afraid of what's it called? Not being able to like help.
You were afraid of like, were you afraid of like Groundhog Daying yourself? Like if you were like, I'm going to be boring Clue and I have to be stuck in that day forever
No,
of being
no.
boring shit, like
That-
heroic Clue.
So kind of.
Okay.
Well, like the way I had thought I had told Chris was fear of like being unable to help people when they need him, right?
Yeah.
Like inactivity in that way is
like just not being useful.
not being useful, right? And so it's really funny because that was my thought on what my fear was. I was throughout the entire session waiting for the other shoe to drop of like the people outside like dying in a way that was very like visceral or present to me, and I was waiting for that. I was waiting to be scared
Yeah.
in a different way.
Right.
So and that is what caused my mean girl
Yeah.
attitude where like Clue
You're like, oh.
very much was like, okay, let's get on with it, right? Like, come on.
Yeah,
And
it's like
so funny that it's now canon that Cord is just a kind of like a bad like escape, like I don't know, I don't even know.
escape room creator.
Yeah, like
You want Cord to be more mean and more tormenting. Like that's what you're.
Well, listen. First of all, motherfucker, I had a lot to play in this episode.
That's true.
We have to cut back and forth between 3 separate storylines.
Oh, you pissed them
Very
off
true.
now.
Also,
Cord's gonna come back and cut off your fucking dick. Holy shit!
oh my god.
so I'm sorry that out of 3 texts, I didn't do what you wanted. But also at the same time, you passed all of your wisdom saving throws.
That's true.
You did roll very well.
If you
did
had
roll very
started
well.
to succumb to your fear, again, it would have been very different. But again,
What would have happened?
a lot more dark stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had failed.
And to be fair, me and Mike were concerned about, like, there was a point where I was like looking at you and you were just like, "How fucking know?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, you were stressed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
no.
yeah.
Guaranteed.
We're cutting out a
stress.
lot of the time that you were just sitting there.
Yeah,
thinking
that's very
about
true.
it.
No, I was very, very stressed. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I for some reason, I thought there was an object in every room.
Yeah. I would have thought that too.
And so
The classic.
I was like, why am I why am I fighting Clue
Yeah.
here? Like, I should just leave. I need to collect all the items because Chris, what was the Misty Step for?
I will let you know because you bypassed a lot of the escape room.
Yeah.
I did have it set up as an escape room where you had 5 different rooms you had to go to, and they had to be done in a certain order.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
first of all,
level broke it.
you guessed the correct order. You had to go to your father's room to get the Misty Step scroll because when you went to the guest bedroom,
Yeah.
you would have seen that the the gaps underneath the door
Yeah.
were so small that you couldn't get through, but you could still see on the other side, and you'd have to Misty Step into the room
Oh.
where there were a bunch of potions lined up.
Yeah.
You don't know what they do.
Yeah.
One of them would have given you a strength score of 23
Oh.
in order to break Grub out of his cage, but you managed to roll high enough.
Yeah.
Other potions, and this is where
From all the push-ups in the cell.
Yeah, that's
With your
true.
D6.
Training.
Yeah,
Training.
if you had guessed wrong, some of the potions would have added to that wisdom save DC. Other potions would have teleported you to different parts of the room, and you would have had to roll a wisdom save automatically and get back to the
Wow.
room. So you bypassed a whole room that
Good
would have made it
job.
a lot harder.
I kind of want it to be harder. Fuck. Shit.
There you go.
See, I did plan a good thing.
Yeah, and you know how like sometimes you've got the conflicting emotions when you do an escape room where it's like you beat the high score, yeah, but I was done in 20 minutes. In real life, like I always try and get out of there as quick as
Of
possible,
course.
and then
Yeah.
the moment
Yeah.
I do, I'm like,
Fuck.
I spent the money for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like getting a very hard game and you're like, ooh, I'm so excited for this hard game. But
Yeah.
then you're like, I'm going to power up so I can make sure to, like, I'm going to grunt work
And then-
my
Yeah,
way.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
just
Just
not enjoy
overpower
the
everything.
next like
And then
8
you're
hours
like,
of the game.
maybe that game was easy. And I'm like, maybe you.
Just over, yeah.
And here's the thing. You got very lucky with those wisdom saving throws because one fail, that advantage would have gone. And you rolled a
Yeah.
lot of nat ones on those saving throws.
I certainly
wow.
Yeah.
did. Wow.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were
So
able
it's
to
good
roll
that you had
advantage the
that.
entire
I kept
time.
rolling
It was just
like
the right balance.
I kept rolling like a 5 and then a 15 or a 16.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I get a plus 10 to wisdom. So I was like, yeah, I mean, wow. Okay, good. So now,
You crushed it.
so I crushed it and I left the house, which means I'm fine. And me and Cord just sees me as like a comedic relief, yelling at him, grumbling, fucking.
A brute forcer who just comes in and
yeah,
just like
exactly.
gets through the room.
You faced your fear.
That's it.
Okay, and
You
then
managed to get over complacency.
Yeah.
did I?
In this mental prison, sure.
Okay.
You put the raccoon in the hole, and that's all you needed to do.
I love that I immediately I looked up and I was like a little like heavy-handed, don't you think? and then the next roll is like, well, you have Grub and there's only one place Grub can go, and I'm looking up, I'm like, really?
The whole.
Really?
That's really funny.
So
Literally
funny.
in my notes, I have order of escape room. I have that
amazing.
written.
That's
Amazing.
so
So when I said that, yeah.
Yeah, I designed it
So
to kind of be like an
funny.
escape room because, like, literally the way that this trial is set up, it's like you have to escape this
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why not be an escape room?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Anyway,
So
was
silly.
very fun. Now Clue is going to presumably the final, which keeps him alive.
It's going to
for
be
an extra
really
little
funny
bit.
when you wake up and realize more than 2 people have already passed, and you just lose.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Oh, right.
That yes,
Because only
first
two,
two.
only two
Only
people
two?
move on to the final trial.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we'll see.
Well, it sounds like you skipped 3 rooms, so I think you're
The
fine.
fact
and-
that you skipped a huge
Yeah.
part of the escape room, things are looking pretty good
I
for
think,
Clue.
I think
I
you're
just-
looking
yeah.
good.
I don't want to spoil anything, but things are looking pretty good for Clue.
look
Pretty
nice.
good. You're one of the 2 probably.
The funny thing is, I like knowing what's happening on the outside with Grog. The idea that like Commander Ulgon is so stressed that he's pacing and he's leaving doors
Because his
open.
son could fucking die.
And,
Sorry.
Clue's
Yeah,
gonna
I
come
guess
out
so.
and go like,
Yeah.
"What was that snooze fest?"
yeah.
Like he's gonna be, and hopefully comes out first and goes, "I don't know what he was trying to teach, but fuck it, I didn't learn a thing."
My God.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Oh
I
my,
had a whole fucking riddled with the potions.
That's
oh
gonna
my
be
God.
so
can-
funny.
I had it all written out here.
I can
Oh,
picture Clue. Yeah, exactly. That like waking up, just being like, oh, hey, Grog. Yeah, no worries at all. And then you just see your brother possibly waking up like tears, panicking, just like, or never. And it's like, oh, well. And you're just there shitting on the guy's son.
Just going.
He wakes up, I'd like to leave some constructive criticism.
I just go to your brother, like, did you see me? Did you see me?
Leave a Yelp review.
Did you fight yourself? Did you win?
God.
So good. That's so good. Yeah, you crushed it.
That was hilarious and fun.
But you did a good job of making it like we thought you weren't crushing it for the whole time. And then at the end, it was just like, oh, wait.
Oh, this is easy.
I did it. Amazing.
Hindsight's 20/20. It's always nicer to look back at the end.
Every single piece of me now, and I wanted it before for the plot and for the story, but now everything's connected. I need to meet Cord. I really want to meet him.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to just go like, dude, what's your whole fucking vibe, man? Like, I'm sorry, but I don't get it, and I'm trying to, I promise.
Bro, what's your vibe? You want to, like, grab a smoke and just, like, get to know each other on a deeper level.
Yeah.
That's going to be you to your god.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's, like, he's, like, strength overall, and now he's, like, facing fears, which is cool. It's going to be so fun.
Meanwhile, like, I had a
Can't
god
wait for that conversation.
took me as a baby and then tried to kill me, and then you have a god that gave you chains and now pulled you down to the fucking hells.
Yep.
Yeah, and my god's just like, you're funny. All right, well, you got it.
He's taken up just making games.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm trying a new thing. I'm making escape rooms now.
Want to play a game?
All right, Clue's just emerging.
He's Cord Saw.
All of a sudden he starts throwing riddles at you. You're like, what the fuck, dude?
I had a riddle already.
Clue emerges from the sleep and just goes, I prefer the boulder.
I completely forgot I gave you that D6 to make it physically possible to break open that lock.
Yep.
Because it was a DC 30,
Right.
and your strength gives you, like, if you rolled athletics +9, so even with a nat 20, you wouldn't have been able to open it.
Yeah.
But with that D6.
Dude, if I
D6.
had gone to Grubb's room first and then I had gone to the me room and I bypassed the guest room, I would have just died. Because I wouldn't have been able to
Isn't
get
that what
Grubb.
you did? You bypassed the guest room and went... Well,
But
Grubb
without Grubb.
Grubb was in Banks' room.
Yeah, if you didn't get Grubb.
Because then my fear would have been so high, I would have gone like, oh, what other room?
Yeah.
Guest room,
You managed
then
to
Grubb.
skip rooms in the perfect way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird. Very
Fucking-
cool. Thank you.
5-star,
Bravo,
like
bravo.
fucking,
Thank you.
what's it called? Time run. What are they called?
Speed run.
Thank you.
You know what?
Jesus
I was
Christ.
preparing this whole session to get like emotional, and I just
got upset.
very true to Klug, just got kind of mad.
Annoyed.
I kind of like grumbled his way through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm waiting for the day that Klug becomes really emotional, and I'll
It'll
be
happen
ready for that.
It'll
I'm
happen.
so excited for you to make Harley cry. Please make Harley cry.
I'm going
Yes.
back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The drawing board says escape room in giant letters. And Chris angrily crosses it out. Turns to the dartboard and throws a dart through a picture of Hartley.
I just picture Chris driving back from a recording session tonight in a silent car.
He calls Janae, the escape room didn't work. Janae's like, it's okay. We'll try something new.
No,
I wrote a riddle!
I know you did.
Oh,
Let's talk about other parts of the episode.
Yes. Maggie, you crushed it. Ape, amazing.
Ape was best.
Fucking
Ape was very
Ape
good.
Escape,
Unreal.
Man, yeah.
Ape Escape,
as soon as I got fucking polymorph.
Name of the
it's
episode?
Just...
Well, I was thinking
No.
it could be Prison Break.
Oh,
Prison Break's pretty
that
good.
is funny.
Prison Break's really good.
Because
It's pretty good.
You
Yeah.
kind of were in, like,
In a
mental,
prison,
yeah.
absolutely.
I do like
Prison
that.
Break and Break into Sweat.
Or
No.
Escape the Room.
It could be a Prison Break, escape room, some kind of thing.
Escape. Escape.
We're getting worse.
We're getting-
But we'll find it.
What about we put
find
them
it.
together and we call it Break Room? No.
No, because then we lose all the meanings and innuendos. So
That's true.
so we'll find it.
We'll find it. Okay.
But
Yeah. What?
No, I love Merrick, and I love feeling like, I don't know. There's a nice thing when a fight kind of doesn't go to shit
Immediately.
That's it. That's it. Where it's just like, we could have done it. It felt very like good old days vibe in a way, which
you
was
guys
very
matched
nice.
it perfectly.
Yours was really fun.
Merrick with the web, you burning the web, causing all this fire damage. Like turning
Very
into this ape that not only killed this pretty beefy guard, but had enough strength to carry Dax and had a climbing speed to go down the tower as well.
I could have carried him full size.
Yeah.
Almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What was his total weight?
Like
135.
Like 1,300 pounds.
Yeah, I could do 13. I did the math.
Holy shit.
1380.
Wow.
I would have had you roll a high
fair.
athletics or strength.
Yeah.
But
No.
That's
physically,
fair,
you would be able
but
to.
Possible.
Yeah.
Minx couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But Ape.
No.
Love that.
But Abe.
Love the smallest amount of guards coming to the prison break.
Holy shit.
Chris, this is the only fight with a break I've had like forever in this campaign.
Literally-
Clue came out, not Clue.
A tier 1
Yeah.
prisoner is escaping and 3 people make it up.
Yeah, 3 people in 3 rounds.
Yeah, so funny.
Where the hell is everybody? They're all on lunch break.
And then 3 show up blind.
Yeah.
And to be fair, everybody's out guarding the rest of the town.
Yeah.
The town's on like lockdown.
Yeah, the court
And
thing is happening
Chris,
too.
I've gone down in like the first round of like all the recent fights.
true.
This is
So
a win.
You know
You
what?
needed this.
I needed this, so
Yeah.
I see it as I did it.
And you
And
would have
didn't
almost
make
gone
it
down
easy.
if the ape
Oh,
call was
Getting
The
really
fact-
good.
new HP as
The
an ape.
fact
Yeah.
that I
your
had
HP?
element orbs,
Yep.
my HP is an 8.
Yeah, what's
157.
Oh, so you went from
Yeah.
like
I went down
like 12 to 100
Yeah,
and
no,
something?
I was still like over 110.
wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Unreal. Because
No, it's
if
the
you
only reason why I took the apes, because I was like looking for
That's
anything flying.
That's really
Right.
cool.
That's
because as because you're doing polymorph, correct?
Yeah.
Not what's the
Not,
other one?
Like I'm not
Druid.
wild shaping.
What's wild shaping?
Yeah.
For polymorph, when you go down to all of your hit points, do you just turn back into you? With
Yeah,
I
back
flip
into
back.
you with
so same thing as
Yep.
wild
Yeah,
shape.
yeah.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
like,
Oh my god. Then
but
yeah.
I keep less of my. I still have like my personality
yeah.
and stuff. And stuff.
A
in
lot of like
polymorph.
if you're rolling like saving throws and all, you still have
Yeah.
like your ability scores.
I think that's the
you-
same
Not in
for
the-
that's the
not
same
in-
for wild shape.
in wild shape's a little bit kinder. I think.
Yeah.
Polymorph, you lose more things.
You lose more
Well, because
things.
polymorph is meant to be also an offensive spell. a
Yeah,
little
like
bit, right?
you played the
Like, to use
intelligence
against other-
great.
Yeah. The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast.
Oh, great.
It retains its alignment and personality.
Cool.
Nice, cool.
So
Okay.
like that's it. I'm like I remain the same minx
Yeah.
inside, but my intelligence does turn into that of an ape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 7
Like, with,
intelligence
Druid-
was great.
With
yeah.
wild shape, you kind of still retain like mental capacity and
just
like
just log away in the
wisdom and
back of your
stuff.
mind. If you did that to Clue, he would stay pretty much the same intelligence as well. So
the thing.
it's honestly a win-win.
My intelligence as minx is 1 point higher than an ape. Fun
Wait,
fact.
what's an ape's intelligence?
7.
That
Mine's
is
8.
Clues. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
eh?
It's higher than Michael's.
For context,
Mine is
No,
5.
intelligence is a 7.
We're so dumb.
But
that
that
ape is
explains
actually
a
yeah.
lot.
That ape would make you smarter.
Wow. I should not be playing Grog so. Actually, no, I feel like I'm doing an okay job.
Hey, Grog crushed it this episode
Grog
too.
crushed this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
Oh god, it's so funny to like move to your. I wrote down like 2 things at the beginning of this because I was just like, man, I need information. I was just like, as soon as I find America, I was like, I need to get Beekeeper. Like I was like, we're gonna find their assistants, we're gonna find her box, and we're gonna make a deal with Olgon. Like
Yeah,
I was like
yeah.
ready to be like,
Yeah,
we're going
yeah.
fully against it now, like
Yeah.
fully ready. And I was like, I want to research the medical history of
Yeah,
plagues
yeah, yeah.
and Hollow. Like I want to figure out why this mask exists, like everything. And so then I was like, oh, the door was just
Open.
Open.
The door's open.
I was surprised the door was open. Any
Yeah,
reason
you
for
really
that aside
didn't
from
really check the door in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Well, also
Identify?
Also, the fact that Merrick tripped an alarm spell,
spell.
I was like, I'm gonna also play it safe.
yeah.
It's under. I feel like Chris would toss in 2 alarms
Yes,
in one.
he would.
But I will say, I was surprised that it was open. I was ready to unlock a door with no problem. I had knock stocked, so I could
But doesn't knock,
knock opens literally any door.
but does it do it very loudly?
not magical locks, but
No, it just pops open the door.
I think it was the fact that Olgon would lock his study if he were leaving the church.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But
it was the
he's
fact
in
that he was
there. He's in it.
pacing. He was in the vicinity.
He was
All
in
the
the
guards
vicinity.
were around. Like he felt
A
it was
little bit more trust.
a little bit more trust. And again, he's not really focusing on that right now because again,
His son.
his son's in the trial. The trial's happening. He's on alert because like of what happened the last trial.
Everyone in that room either works for him
Yeah.
or is
And
put
you,
out under
you looked
drugs.
like one of his guards.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
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 You
Or
also
his son.
rolled a great stealth check,
Yeah.
and you were complaining at the beginning of this session about not having armor.
Yeah.
And it literally helped with your
Helped me.
stealth.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah. I had to burn through 2 luck points, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Good uses for sure.
But yeah. So anyway, me sneaking in was a lot of fun, and then the stuff in the chest. So I guess
The
we could
stuff
talk
in the
about
chest
it
is crazy.
So do
before.
you know?
Oh, well, I was going to say because we had a conversation off mic before we started the episode.
Yeah.
Where I
Yeah, can I say this?
Sure. Okay, well,
No, you're not allowed.
Okay.
Because
was Mike's idea.
if you say it, you're gonna sound like you're bragging. But you know what?
no.
You know
Let
what?
him brag.
You okay? Go for it.
No. Now this is weird. Now we made it weird.
Michael is an oracle god
See,
human.
you're making it weird now.
No,
He's
Michael.
hyping you up, Michael.
I'm just gonna say this.
Okay.
I was listening to the previous episode, getting ready for this session, and something that stuck out to me more, listening back to it, was Chris as the beekeeper, emphasizing the fact that Minorda's ring.
The ring of spell
the
storing.
spell storing, the beekeeper being like, "No, this is mine." There's an interaction
Yeah,
there where
yeah.
Minorda noticed it, and she said something. You clap back at the beekeeper,
Which,
and the
like-
beekeeper was like, "This is mine," but it sounded different than the first time.
Yeah.
It sounded like it actually was
Well, 'cause,
hers
like-
from the very beginning.
And I told you, I thought it meant like she was like, oh yeah, I own this dead girl's
Yes,
body.
like, you are
basically.
mine.
Yeah,
You
like,
are
you're
mine.
my
Everything
property.
that's yours is
And that's
mine.
what I thought the
And
first
you took
time.
it differently, and
but-
you thought what? You thought
I thought
You thought?
I thought I was like, oh, maybe it belonged to her way back when. And then I asked you at the session before we started, I was like, hey, where
Who
did you
gave you-
get that ring? Who gave it to
Yeah.
you? And you
Peric.
said Peric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Literally right before we hit
And to be
record.
fair,
And then Chris
Dad,
went
you
to
thought
pee.
that the beekeeper was Peric,
Peric, yeah.
and that was thought number one.
And
Yeah.
I said no. No.
And I said maybe.
I don't think so.
We don't know fully what the
I think
scope is.
it's a member of his former party. That's my guess.
It's
I-
the fucking
I think it's
yeah,
the bird
the
person.
Arakocra. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
He's
think
a
it's the
member
Arakocra.
of Peric's former party.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've
so,
never
but
said it was an Arakocra.
Oh, it's a
it's
bird.
the bird
person.
person.
I've never said it was an Arakocra.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
but you
I
said it was
know.
a bird person.
If
I
you
did
turn
establish it was
I
a bird
will
person.
forever now just call them bird people.
Well, it
Even
could be.
if you introduce Arakocras, Chris,
course.
I will call them bird person.
There are other
It could be a
bird-like
druid.
creatures in the
It
world
could be a
of D&D.
Well, we said
It could
yeah,
be a
it could be a
druid
druid
that turned into
could
the
be
big
somebody
birds.
that also like true polymorphed.
Yeah.
Could be a lot of things.
It could be
be a lot of
Minx
things.
is a giant owl.
It
could be a
It's
god.
not
It's not the owl.
And it's the owl.
But that's the thing. It could be a true polymorph thing. It could
Yeah.
be like a curse that was put on. It could be so
Yeah.
many things. Okay, so bird person, as they will hence be known.
Sure.
Also,
Or parrot.
AKA beekeeper,
Or parrot.
AKA parrot.
Or parrot.
Master Parrot.
Master Parrot.
Yeah.
It's all coming up Millhouse.
yeah.
my
Well,
God.
that's Clue's alter form, right?
Oh yeah, old Clue.
Yeah, old
Yeah,
Clue was
Old Clue.
squawking the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was crazy. So we have a journal written by Michael in Chicken Scratch.
Chicken Scratch. Yes. Which I
and-
thought was funny. Chicken Scratch.
Yeah, and then we have a Scales of Justice ring.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that we have there is a photo. And the photo is the bird person and
Yeah.
the dwarf, which is Peric.
Master Peric.
It is interesting.
Very.
Which
Does-
Grog wouldn't know necessarily who Master Peric is.
No.
You are in a church
Well-
where there is a painting of Peric.
Yeah, I could be like, oh, this seems like someone that.
And you have
looks familiar.
seen Peric in the painting.
Yeah.
At your
At your
mother's
mom's
place.
house.
Yeah. So
mom.
the big question is now like, does Grog just take this? I guess.
Yeah.
So the thing
You're gonna
with
help me leave.
the problem is that in all due respect, like in the timeline wise, we haven't had a chance to debrief till you guys had the beekeeper interaction,
Yeah.
where you actively found out that the beekeeper is trying to fuck my dad over.
What would Grog do in this? Like, because here's the thing. I think I know what Grog would do as a me person,
Yeah.
as Maggie. But like, what would Grog do?
As
I'll tell you
Michael,
after.
as Michael, I want to take it all.
Oh no,
I'd be
that's
like,
not what
fuck
I'm.
the beekeeper.
Yeah.
You're asking what the Grog
What would
what Grog
Grog
would
do?
do. I don't know. There's a part of like Grog that like kind of took Ulgon's words when he said that it would be a really bad thing if that stuff went. but also I'm kind of like forging my own path now, and like kind of just like, well, fuck you, Dad. At this point, I don't know. It would be a tough choice.
I picture Grog immediately doing like the thing in like Aladdin or whatever, where they do like the little
You mean
replacement
Indiana
thing.
Jones? When
Yeah, or any
Yeah.
like stealing thing where it's
Yeah.
just like no, I'll put in a replacement. The weight will be the same. He'll never like if you put in like a similar book or
Yeah.
something. It's like, well, he's not reading it every day. Like he's
Right.
not
Yeah.
actively looking at this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Grog would just be like, yeah, no, I can figure it out until he and eventually like I don't know. Maybe he is looking at it every single night and dictating out
Maybe.
pieces from that, or
I don't
like.
know. I don't
I don't know.
know. I don't know what Grog's
We
gonna
will
do.
find
We'll find
out.
out.
Did you know about the bird person with Peric?
I did.
You've
not.
never heard about
I've
her?
Never heard of the bird person.
Because Peric was in the Church of Cord. He used to be an adventurer
Yeah.
way back when.
Right.
He used to be a boss.
sword.
Like,
Like a
he was a sword of
He was
Cord.
the dragon.
Peric the dragon.
Peric the dragon.
He was a
lost his
renowned
voice.
fighter in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've got
Interesting.
nothing.
And I wonder what the ring means. Maybe that's all like an
Well,
order.
I think it just belonged to the bird person, and she presumably, and I think she presumably died, or they split apart, and Peric was left with the ring of storing, and he decided. He said when he gave it to you, this belonged to a former member of my party who was a caster.
Oh,
He said that.
And
he gave it was a former member of my party who was a caster. You should
no,
take
but
it.
my question to you is
Chris?
for the scales ring.
Huh?
For the scales ring.
What scales ring?
There's a ring that was in the box that
Yeah, with the
had like the
scales.
weight scales on it.
Nothing.
It might be. I don't like. Have you checked your ring?
Well, because
Maybe your ring has also. Scales
I don't
on
have
it.
my ring. She
Right.
has my ring. But I was gonna say, as far as that goes, I immediately think what other order? And also, you said it's warm to the touch.
The box was.
No, the ring.
The box
Oh.
is warm to the touch.
Oh, I thought the ring
was also warm to the touch.
Yeah.
And I will say, without giving too much away, this ring is new. It is not your
New.
ring of spell storing.
Yeah. Different
No,
ring.
I
Yeah.
know it's not the ring of spell storing, but I'm wondering if the same sigil is on
I don't.
Minx's ring
I
of
have
spell
a
storing.
feeling.
I normally don't do this. I'll say no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
'cause,
well,
like,
thank you.
It's new.
It makes
It's
me
new.
think because I mean the scales are usually a symbol of the justice system, and so like I assumed it was. Chris, could we as characters that are technically in the world and it would be passive knowledge, could we roll to see if we would know if this represents any religion?
I want all of you at the table right now to roll me an insight check.
Really? Can we use our modifiers?
Your in-person
Characters.
modifiers?
No.
Wait, do we have our own personal character sheets?
Oh fuck, we do need to build that.
I really need to build it.
No.
My insight.
12. Can I use my morale card on this? No. It's a 12.
How good are you feeling today,
I also
Michael?
had a 12.
Total's 10.
I know this is a 10.
Okay.
This morale card's a 10.
You peeker.
Nope.
Little peeky.
I swear to God, no. I just have this feeling I have a connection with it.
If you want to use your morale card right now,
wait.
you won't be able to use it.
Wait,
in the episode,
Wait.
I'll hold on to it. I'll find
but you
it out
can show
in
it
time.
to Chris and figure out if you're psychic and you don't look at
Oh
it.
yeah, can you? Well, I mean, I won't be able to know.
No, Mike doesn't
Doesn't
get to
matter.
know.
No.
He
Well,
gets a new card every time. Like every new session, he just pulls a random new
Oh,
card.
what?
no.
I
No.
write down what the morale card was
Yeah.
and I give it back to
Yeah,
you.
every time.
Why are you gawking, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it's always
That's
been.
why we pass it back so preciously.
You think I just fuck around?
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
obviously.
I'm a diligent note
That's
taker.
too much randomness.
With that high score of 12, you cannot tell whether Chris is being serious in what he would reveal if you asked politely.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait till the next episode.
Darn it.
Very fun one though.
And if you want some homework, the episode that Minx gets her spell storing ring from Peric is episode 12. There's no place like Tillville.
Yep.
So specifically
Chapter
listening to the
1.
end of the episode,
Yeah, that's
right?
when we got all of our stuff and when we
Maybe,
got all of our
maybe
cool stuff.
more than halfway through.
More than yeah.
So
yeah.
we got our hats.
So we got
everything.
I got my shovels.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Chris has been cooking this for a long time, eh? Too bad he made such a shit exit room.
Okay. First of all, you fucked up because it's called an escape room.
I know I fucked up.
Exit
I was trying to be mean, but I just fucking fucked myself over. What are we watching, listening, doing?
It's only been a week since we last recorded.
Yeah, I've got
not
literally
too
nothing.
much.
I started watching Silo.
Oh,
Yes.
What do you think?
It's so funny because I texted Chris, mentioned Silo before, and I texted Chris. I was like, "Which series should I watch to fill the void of Severance? Is it Silo or
The Gorge.
The Gorge." And then Chris just texted back, well, The Gorge is a movie, so you should watch Silo. And I was like, cool. Got it. First episode, good. Love the world. Love the world building. The writing just fucking hit the floor after the second one and the third one. It is so bad, dude. Oh my fucking. The only reason we are still watching this is because of the world building.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh my, like someone gets introduced and like, it's like, oh, like your daughter's the mechanic. Why is she down there? And we just got introduced to this character and he's a doctor and he looks at the camera and he goes, a long time ago, my daughter, Badada. And he goes on a fucking monologue and then there's just like these 4 shots of like the two people asking him questions just like nodding. And I'm like, okay, wow. Like we just went down. I don't know if the writing changed or if they put all of their money into the first episode, but shit just hit the fucking fan.
It's really funny that you say that, like the template of every scene, because I have the same opinion of Yellowstone. I'm not sure if any of you
new
watch
character,
Yellowstone.
monologue.
Yeah, but Yellowstone is a dad's show. It's like
guaranteed a dad's
Yellowstone,
show.
Sons of Anarchy. Like they're all written the same way.
Of course, I find it really, really funny that like my dad loves Yellowstone.
My dad also loves Yellowstone.
It comes a part of the package.
I watch a lot of it and I love Beth. That's all I know.
Of course, Beth is great, but it's really
seen it.
funny that every single scene in Yellowstone is person walks into room where two people are already talking.
Like, hey, buddy.
They say, "I have a problem with you." The guy, one of the two people who are talking, says, "Give us a minute." To the third person in the room, who then leaves the room, and then it becomes a shoulder over shoulder, one-on-one argument scene. Then one storms out, and then it happens again. The next scene.
That's all it is.
Every scene. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so funny.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, Silo, I'm just watching it now to find out what the fuck's happening in the world. Cool world building.
The world building is cool. The writing like hits or miss as it goes on.
Yeah.
But like the story itself is kind of interesting,
Yeah.
but the writing it could be better. I
Yeah,
agree.
the character writing is just awful. Or like,
But where the story goes, because it's based on a book, so like there is like a trajectory to how it's going.
For sure.
Where it goes is kind of interesting, but yeah, I can see what you mean about the writing.
Yeah, there's like, without like too much spoilers, if you're watching the show now, you can skip forward. But there was this one moment where like they got to fix something, so they got to turn off all the lights. And like this is decided very quick, and it's like a silo that like everyone's living in, right? So turning off the lights is a crazy thing because like no one's done it for a very long time, but they got to fix something. And like it's like this huge thing that's happening.
That's what a breaker's for.
And then like the mechanic is like, we are turning off the lights. And then like they make this huge announcement throughout the whole silo being like, we are turning off the lights tonight for like 8 hours. Everyone remain calm and stay inside. And then it's a shot of the mechanics in like the control room being like, all right, guys, so like, what are we going to do? What's the plan? And I'm like,
You're turning out the lights.
I'm like, no. I was just like, you didn't make the plan to fix the thing before you made the announcement of the lights turning off.
Oh, that's even worse.
Everyone's just like, okay, the lights are turning off in like 4 hours. We got to figure out how to do this.
That's
it's just
hilarious.
And I'm just like, shouldn't this happen first?
That's so
and then
funny.
the fucking announcement that it influences 10,000 people in a silo happens after that. Anyway, I was just like, oh my God, like so many things. Anyway, I don't get mad about things sometimes, most of the time, but like,
This is your rising
this
impact.
one.
oh man.
Yeah.
This is Mike's rising impact.
And the shitty thing is I'm going to fucking watch it because Severance comes out every fucking week.
I
And
know.
then there's nothing in
It
between.
pisses
Oh,
me
White Lotus
off.
started again though.
Oh, I haven't seen the second season. I
Watch
like,
the second season.
I also like should really watch the first season again because I kind of tuned in halfway through. So I know. That's another show that's like I haven't really dug into it. I want the mysterious like apocalyptic stuff. I'm into that right now.
Yeah.
You watched Fallout, right?
I didn't get far enough. I know. Video game shows are hard sometimes.
I know, but I think it was one that did all right for me. I don't know.
There was an episode where it lulled, and I think that was the one where like the sea creature kind of like bit off, like,
because they're still getting to know you.
Yeah,
and you gotta.
It's tough.
You gotta just push a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the humor kind of hits in that way. Where like
for
truly
sure.
just hearing the bad scripting, I'm like, it is just a nice relief to be like, a post-apocalyptic world where there's at least stupid joy in the stupid script in a nice way, though, not in like, I don't know. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think what I like Fallout.
They just take themselves too seriously.
I know.
And that's, I think, a problem.
And I know, but I think that's what I wanted though, because like Severance is like ultimately serious. And I was like, I want like a serious like
Yeah.
mystery. But then everyone's just fucking shit
Nothing
in the
does it better than
bed.
Severance right now.
Yeah.
Severance is just so good.
Fuck.
While
It's a good
I've
show.
been waiting for the weekly episode of Severance to come out, Janae and I started rewatching Fleabag.
Nice.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Great show. But that's
Fantastic
it.
show.
Besides
So
that,
fucking
since the
good.
weeks that we've been recording, I've been meticulously planning this episode,
Very good.
writing riddles that never are to be used.
And never will see the
Do you
light
want
of
to
day.
tell
We'll see
Hartley the riddle?
No, we're gonna put it on the Patreon.
Okay.
Wait, what? We have a Patreon? Oh God.
Everyone
we
shut
weren't
up.
supposed
Everyone
to talk
shut
about
up.
it.
Got it.
Give us all your money.
Oh my God.
I know, awful. Why are we talking about this?
You can cut it.
I have to. I don't want to cut a last call. Hey,
been-
jeez, I'm taking. Hartley's taking a picture of me. We're devolving, guys.
Hartley, are you eating anything right now?
No, unfortunately not.
No
Hartley is
book?
starving. Hopefully, he eats something
Ew,
by the time we
oh.
record next episode.
Hartley has a little camera
Dino cam.
that pricks. That prints. Woo! That prints pictures on receipt paper. There it is.
No, Mike's playing to the camera.
I will
Everyone's
fucking.
doing it.
We've lost all sense of structure.
Is
So
I'm rewatching The Handmaid's Tale because that was
Nice.
better than watching the news right now.
It's the same thing.
I would
It's-
say it's
kinda.
very similar.
Oh, it's wild seeing like flipping back and forth between what's actually going on in the States.
Do you sometimes
and
not
Handmaid's
realize
Tale.
which one you're watching?
It is weird to see exact quotes
Yeah.
both from the
Yep.
books showing up in news conferences. It is very interesting.
You see today that fucking they've got a registry now for non-US born people that you can
Oh
just
my
register
God.
people, and nobody knows what checks and balances are on that.
You
See-
can just register people? Like you
Well,
can
this
rat
was-
people out?
That's what they,
yes.
they basically brought back like fully, well, not back, I guess they still existed, but like the Texas Rangers of the border. And it's like, yeah, you can do like, what is it, like a 3-week course or something? And it's
And
basically
be
like,
it,
oh yeah.
yeah.
you can just be border control.
You ever seen
as,
like
We
an
can't. This is a
independent
safe
military.
space,
You ever
guys.
seen
Anyways,
This, no,
Community
this
where,
is
like,
Ham- Handmaid's Tale was a nice break
Mike,
from
you can cut as
reality
much as you want.
in a way.
people come here to escape
It
the
was-
the Doge fest of fuckery.
Me spoiling the Patreon isn't that bad now, is it, Michael?
It's not as bad in comparison to this.
Hades 2 released its second big update. And it's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful.
Hell
and they
yeah.
made all the art look really nice already. And
Oh,
I'm just
that's nice.
I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. And then also, my partner's playing The Witcher right now, and that's
Witcher
been very
3?
fun. Yeah,
Nice.
Love
never played
it.
it before because
Your Audi is so good at Hades too. Your Audi. I'm just like
That's a Severance reference.
the Severance reference.
Oh, I've been watched Severance.
Oh my
I know
God. Oh, you
it's
haven't
watched
taboo
Severance?
here. No,
Man, you've just been floating along.
I
without...
watched like the first 4 episodes of the first season, and then I just didn't.
a TikTok reference.
I don't. I'm out of it. I'm so. Anyways, yeah, no, I
We'll
might
fill you
watch
in.
it
We'll
at
send
some
you all of
point.
Well, you know what? I will say
But-
this. The waiting every week is the worst. So
Oh, the best-
you are
One of
doing. Mika and I watched the first season to catch up to season 2.
I know, in,
And
like,
me,
no
like
time.
an idiot, we were just like, "Oh, they must have released the entire season. I can't wait to watch it all." We
And now
finished the
it's
first
pain.
episode. Yeah,
It's
we watched
pain.
the first episode of season 2. We're like, "Great, next one!" And it was
That's
just
the
like,
thing.
comes out in a fucking week. We're like,
I usually refresh my Crave subscription whenever a new House of the Dragon starts because I do like watching that one
Yes.
weekly. It's very nice for me.
yeah.
But then I watch all of my content, all of the stuff that Crave has in that time, because right now I refuse to have more than one streaming service.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And so
Yep.
I just work through one at a time,
Yep.
and I let those other accounts go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then
That's the move.
I work as a pirate in the off times.
Very nice.
If you're gonna watch
A
Severance,
yo ho ho.
wait till season 2 is done so you can just
Yeah.
binge everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Last Call for episode 44, joined once again by Chris, Mike, Hartley, and Maggie. We will see you next time. Take it away with the slow jazz.
Woo!